Hello everybody, it's Patty here with Patty Stitches. Today is June the 17th, 2024, and this is episode 271. On today's show, I have whips, haul, and a new start. So sit back and relax. Grab your beverage of choice, water for me this evening, your craft of choice, and let's chat. So how was everybody's week? Mine was really good. I went knitting with one of the knitting buddies. Everybody else was busy, so that was kind of sad, but I was also very happy that at least she did decide to come into town and knit with me. Sorry. So we had a good time. On Friday, we had 3 yards of gravel delivered to our house for the shed that was delivered today. We had to move at least a yard of gravel into another space because we were only supposed to get 2 yards and not 3. So Saturday we were digging pretty quickly because we didn't want to leave it for Sunday because they were coming Monday morning. So they got here like 11 o'clock this morning to deliver our shed. That will hopefully help us clean up a little bit of our garage to make it easier to get in and out of the car. Since I have an SUV in there, it's kind of tight. It's not tight lengthwise, it's tight sideways. So I'm going to get a couple of things out of there and just make it easier to find things and not have to move the SUV to get the snowblower out when we need to blow the snow away so that we can drive. What else? Sundays, the littles came over. They had a great time. It was 80 degrees. So we didn't spend a lot of time outside, but we went to the school that's right next to our house. They played for a little while, and I noticed that the little man's cheeks were getting the littlest man's cheeks were getting very red. So I said, okay, it's time to go back to Grandma's to have an ice pop. So I got them both to agree to go back, and we came home. They had their ice pops, then they played inside for the rest of the day and had a really great time. Anything else? No. I should say I did not make it to the gym last week, but I am going tomorrow, darn it. I've got to start going again. So wish me luck with the gym because I really need to do it. So, shall we get on with the stitching? I think so. I'm going to start off with my new start. I know that I talked to you guys about this last week when it came in, that I wanted to start the Autumn Bee by the Blue Flower. This is being stitched on a 32 count French Country. That's right here. French Country Linen by Witchell. So this is the called for fabric, and I'm using the called for floss, which is Dinky Dyes, and I love stitching with Dinky Dyes, so I probably will work on this again this week. So I worked on this for a day and a half. I did a center top start, which I like to do if I'm not quite sure if I have enough fabric or where I'm going to place it. I don't do a middle start. I like to do a top start to work down, because I do not like to work from the middle up. I like to work from the top down. So that is where we're at. It's so fun and beautiful. I just love how this is turning out. I'm so happy. So happy. So let's see if I can get it back into the bag here. I really like these Amazon bags. They work well. Okay, I also worked on this week Halloween at Hawk-Run Hollow. And this is a carriage house samplings. I am stitching this on 40 count Heritage by Picture This Plus, and I am working on the train. Right here is the square I'm working on. I still have quite a few squares to do. Let's see, I believe I have this square, this square, this square. I know I have this one because that's the one I'm leaving for the last. And I have started this square. And I know I started a little bit on this square as well. So, yay! I still have quite a bit of this to do. I really need to work more on this. But here we're at. I did get all of the blocks done for the the hill that the train is coming out of. So the tunnel, there we go. The tunnel the train is coming out of, I've got all the stone in. That's what I worked on this week. So, yay. I'm liking it so much. I especially liked to go back and forth between 2 over 2 or 1 over 2. So, yeah. I also worked on Atlantis by Owl Forest Embroidery. Make sure I'm not having it upside down. And I'm working on page 1, so I am working over here. And I'm almost done with page 1. I just have a little bit to do on the side, and then I didn't realize that I had not finished the green plant behind that fish. So I finished over here, I finished the seahorse, the little blue building I put in that white motif. And I also put the blue waves underneath the building. So I did get a little bit done. There's a plant, a big, there's a small building there by the big building, and then there is a sea star at the top. So I'm hoping the next time I work on this I can get that done, but we shall see how much I get done on that. And I'm still deciding, but I believe I am going to go ahead and finish and work on and do page 3 as well. But we'll have to see when I get to it. Okay. I also worked on Deer in the Woods. I'm working on the reindeer. And this is a cottage garden sampling. I am stitching this on 36 count prehistoric by Fox and Rabbit. And I worked on the brown. So the face is done. This leg is done. There's a little bit left to do on this leg. The stomach is done. And then, so I have the hindquarters legs. There's a tree, another tree, this building. And then there's some greenery down here that he's jumping over. So they're still cool. These are bigger than what you think they are, because even on 36 count, he's going to probably take up this 11 by 11 frame here. So they are bigger than what you think they are. Okay. And then I worked on Scary Sampler. And this is by Heartstring Samplery. I'm stitching this on 32 count wheat by Fiber on a Whim, using the called for floss. And I didn't get a lot done on this one. I'm just working page by page. So I am working on the border first, and then I work inside, and then move over and do the other border. So I just do it page by page that way. So it is at the bottom of this page here. So once I fill in that heart, or not that heart, I'm sorry, that flower, then I can work on the words. And then there's birds. There's even 2 1/1 birds. Like, all this 1/1 on these smaller counts is very hard. Very hard. Okay, and then I worked on Cricket Collection, The Great Pumpkin Conspiracy. I am working on this one on 32 count Murky by Picture This Plus. And this one, I'm going to confess, almost went into the garbage this week. I have decided not to do that I have too much of it done, and I will just fudge it. Because when I was working on putting in these leaves, I discovered that I am a half a column off. So yeah, somewhere I messed up in counting, and my 1/2 did not work. So somewhere up at the top is messed up, or it's somewhere on the bottom. But since this will be hanging up on a wall, hopefully at some point, and it is so small, I don't think you'll be able to tell that it's a half a column off. And I'm not going to worry about it because I do like the stitch and I do want the stitch. I don't want to start it again. I don't want to buy the specialty floss for it again. I really like this piece of murky. So this piece of murky is almost like stitching on a 36 count. So it's really tiny. And yeah, I am a little sad about it being off, but I'm not perfect. I never said I was perfect. My stuff is not always perfect. And sometimes I fix it, and sometimes I don't. And this is one that I'm not going to, just like I'm not going to on the Feast of Friendship. I'm just going to fudge that one as well. And just go from there. The last thing I worked on this week was Egypt Garden by Chatelaine. I'm stitching this on the Call for Floss, the fabric with the Call for Floss from European Cross Stitch. And I did fix the bag, kind of, sort of, as long as I don't zip it all the way. It doesn't jam up, so that is where we're at. And I'm stitching up here in this little section because I didn't do a lot. Sometimes Chatelaines can be really daunting, and because she uses so many different colors and so many color changes and specialty stitches and everything, that it makes it kind of hard to get into a groove. So I just worked up here and I got the 939 done up here, except there's a couple over here and I'll worry about that later. But that is where I am at. So the next time I pick this up, I have to decide how I'm going to work it. I think I will finish everything over in here except for the specialty stitches. I do those and the back stitch at the end with the beading. So that is where we're at. But I love it. I think it's beautiful. I think it's turning out great. And there's a lot of back stitch right in through here too. This is going to be lots and lots and lots of back stitch. So that is all that I worked on this week. Or last week, I should say. This week, I'm just going to pull from whatever is catching my eye. I do know I want to work on Feast of Friendship this week. And I'll work on Autumn Bee. And yeah, that's about where I'm at. I know I should be doing this Mirabilia. I know I should be backstitching and beading it. I just am tired of looking at it. That's not terrible. That's a terrible thing to say about your stitching, but as long as it's over here hidden, I'm fine. So haul. I went ahead and picked up from Amazon the DMC Floss Code book. And this actually has the floss in it. And this one goes from the specialty, the Moulin special flosses. There's also the satin stitching, the satin threads, and the metallic threads. So this thing has it all. So you can see it all there. I picked this up for 40, I think it was 44, 45 US. And it got here rather quickly. And because I just ordered it. So I'm very happy with that. This way I can start using up my specialty floss for some of my projects. And I may re-kit some projects I haven't started with some of the specialty floss, because that's what I bought it for, is to use it, and I need to, instead of always using DMC. So that is my plan, to use this book. I did have the book with the picture, not the floss in it, and I really do see how it does make a difference. This floss is beautiful. It feels nice too when you're looking at it, and yeah, I'm very happy. So if you're looking for it, it is new, and it does have the 01 in here. It goes from 01 to, let me pull this back out, 01 to glasses. There we go, to 5283, and 5282 and 83 is that pearl metallic. So yeah, there's 25 rows of different colors. So exciting. I'm very jazzed about using this book. I gotta figure out, there we go. I'm trying to get it back, fold it back up again. So I have told you my plans. I have showed you what I'm stitching and what I purchased and what I started. So I really don't have anything else to talk to you guys about. I hope that you are all staying safe, healthy, and happy. I hope that it cools off a little here, because 80 degrees is hot yesterday and today. And it's supposed to be in the 70s this week, and then back up to the 80s next week. We'll see. But I hope that you're all staying safe, healthy, and happy. And I hope that whatever you craft it to your heart's content. And I will see you next week. Bye, guys.